Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is the No Gluten Zone. My name is Diane. Thank you so much for joining me. I put out about a video a week, roughly. So if you are interested in learning about avoiding gluten on other foods, I try to cover all food issues, intolerances, allergies, sensitivities, and autoimmune ones as well. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please hit the subscribe button below. And I don't have a set day or time that I put my videos out, so if you want to always know when they're out, hit the little bell icon too to be notified, okay? So let's get on with this. Today I want to talk about a favorite product of mine that did test gluten-free with the NEMA sensor, and it's been so great for me. When I was a teenager, I really didn't have much acne, an occasional pimple here or there, and I thought I got really lucky. But when I turned 22, I developed horrendous adult acne, and I've been struggling with it ever since. I am in my 40s now, so it's been a long journey. A lot of products have helped for a little while and then they stopped working. So since last December of 2018, I started using this line of skincare, and it has just been amazing and wonderful. And I'm hoping it stays that way. I know there's a possibility it will stop working, but it's been working for over 8 months now, and that's a pretty good sign. So I am hoping it continues that way. And I wanted to share it with you today in case you are struggling. I will add that there is a struggle where I want to do it naturally. I want to, they say if you're dealing with acne, there's something going on internally, especially in your gut. And I have tried so hard to just heal it naturally and hope that I'm dealing with the whole issue, even internally, and nothing works. Like, seriously, I have tried it all. And so, yes, I've given in and used this product, but it's working so well, and I'm very satisfied with that. So that's a personal decision you have to make, how you want to approach dealing with your acne yourself. So the line that I've been using is called acne.org. Some people say acne.org. It consists of a face wash, the treatment, which is benzoyl peroxide, and a moisturizer. And then there's 2 other products I'll talk about that are like occasional. These are the 3 components you use every day, twice a day. And I'll go over how they use them, and then I'll share my experience with them as well. So this is the regular kit. This is the cleanser, and it is 8 ounces. And then the treatment is the benzoyl peroxide. It is a 2.5% benzoyl peroxide, and it comes in a tube like this. And it is also 8 ounces. And then there's the moisturizer, and it's 8 ounces as well. And it contains 0.1% of glycolic, I think. I don't have my reading glasses, I'm sorry. Which is an ultra calming licorice root extract. It gives the moisturizer its characteristic yellow color. This does have a yellow tone. If you can see, it's kind of in the pump here. It does have a yellowish color. And over the summer, I got a horrendous sunburn on my legs accidentally. And I did actually use this because it has that ultra calming agent, and I really think it helped. So this stuff, if you have really irritated skin, I don't normally have like really irritated red skin, but if you do, I think this is gonna be like a total game changer for you. So let me follow their instructions here and tell you exactly what they say. It says, step 1, using the cleanser, the face wash, you gently splash your face and neck with warm water from your sink, or in the shower, allow a gentle stream of water, warm water from your shower head to gently splash across your face. This preps your skin for washing. You don't want to rub your skin. One of the keys to this is minimizing all forms of irritation, because that can trigger more breakouts. Medical research shows reducing irritation is vital to clearing your acne. Avoid very hot water because it can scald the skin, which is another form of irritation for your skin. So it says to dispense 2 full pumps of the cleanser, generously lather it up in your hands, and then be vigorous and take the time needed to get a really good lather going in your hands before you put this on your face. Using 2 full pumps will allow you to generate a generous lather, which allows you to more gently move the cleanser over your skin, thus reducing irritation, because you don't want to be scrubbing it on your face. So then you gently wash the problem areas with your bare hands only, no scrubbers or anything like that to prevent irritation, for 10 seconds or less. This may seem different from what you're used to, but do not wash for longer than 10 seconds. Do not use a washcloth or any other cleansing device because they are far too irritating compared to your bare hands. Cleansing is necessary because it removes the surface oils. This allows the step 2, the benzoyl peroxide, to penetrate your skin, and washing for a short period of time reduces irritation. Then it says to gently splash your face and neck with warm water until the cleanser is rinsed away. Allow a gentle stream of water from your shower head to splash across your face until the cleanser is rinsed away. Allow the water to do the work. Remaining exceedingly gentle, barely touching your skin as you perform this, is necessary to achieve the completely clear skin. Then, using a soft absorbent towel, gently pat your skin dry, barely touching your face with the towel. Allow any remaining moisture to evaporate on its own. Never rub or scrub your skin dry. Again, just reducing any even microscopic irritation that would cause inflammation and more breakouts. And then wait until your skin is dry before you apply the benzoyl peroxide is also really important. So let me say, I started this last December and I followed the instructions precisely. And I didn't have very good results. You start out, well, I'll get into the benzoyl peroxide in a minute, but I had to make changes to how I used this system. So I do recommend when you start using it to follow their directions, but also be willing to modify if it's not working. Because for me, if I was to say I have to follow those directions, then I just wouldn't be able to use this product. So by modifying, I can still use it and it's working for me. So I would say start with following their recommendations, but if you're having issues, then be willing to change that to accommodate yourself if you need it, okay? The cleanser for me is very harsh. It irritates my skin sometimes. So I was struggling with that. So I tried switching over to the Cetaphil, which is really, really gentle. But then I found that I had some like congestion in my pores and clogged pores, and I was gonna start breaking out. I kept switching back and forth between this one and this one. I finally put them together, so I do about a half pump of this and about 2 pumps of this, and it is absolutely perfect for my skin. Occasionally in the summertime, when I'm a little more oily, I'll use a little less of this, or I'll skip it here and there and just do this. And in the wintertime, sometimes I do more of this and skip this occasionally because I go the other way with the extremes. But most of the time, it's half a pump of this and 2 pumps of this, and it's absolutely perfect. I've made it work. So let's move on to the benzoyl peroxide. This is step 2. So wash and dry your hands. This helps remove any oils or anything that might be on your hands that could cause you to break out. Then dispense the recommended amount of the benzoyl peroxide and spread it over your face very gently with your fingers. Carefully avoid the delicate area around the eyes. Do not rub. Just allow your fingers to glide over the skin, spreading it around and letting it absorb on its own. Applying this way may take a couple of minutes, and after 3 minutes, if after 3 minutes it's not fully absorbed, then allow the rest to just absorb on its own. The more gently you treat your skin, the faster and more completely your acne will clear up. Allowing it to absorb on its own without rubbing it in is a very crucial step to reducing irritation. It says to wait 5 to 15 minutes for it to fully absorb and your skin to dry. Do not rinse anything off. Once it's applied, you just leave it on your skin. This product oxygenates your skin and it dries and peels inside the pores. It is important to give it the time it needs to properly medicate before you apply your step 3, which is the moisturizer. So an important part with the benzoyl peroxide is working up to the full dose gradually. So for the first week, you do like a pea-size amount on the tip of your finger, and then the second week, you go up to the first crevice on your finger across. The third week, you go up to the next crevice on your finger, And then from the 4th week forward, you do a full fingers, just a line along your finger is what you do. Again, I had to modify this. So I was doing great until I got to week 4 and I was putting the whole finger's worth and I was having problems. My, especially here and here, my skin was getting like really like leathery, dry, hard, and irritated. And so I stopped using it. I thought, okay, I can't tolerate this product, but then I started breaking out. I really wanted to use it. So I use like the pea size amount is what I went back to. And if I try to increase beyond that, I start having irritation. So I've just continued with that pea size amount all these months and it's working for me. The other thing is I do not apply it to this I leave a whole outer border. So I put it all here and then up here, but I leave a border all along the hairline, I guess is what you would call it. And that also reduces the irritation that I was getting in these areas. I don't struggle so much with that really dry, leathery skin thing going on. And the itching, it was itching and really irritated. And it's working. On to step 3, which is the moisturizer. So wash and dry your hands. Again, I would point out you've been letting the benzoyl peroxide sit on your face and soak in gradually, but you should wash and dry your hands like immediately after you apply it. You don't want to keep that on your hands. It could really irritate them and dry them out. But wash and dry your hands. Again, it removes any oils or things that could be on your hands that could cause you to break out. Dispense 2 pumps of this, and it says when in doubt, use more. It says if you have oily skin and 2 pumps will not absorb all at once, try applying 1 pump, wait for it to dry, and then apply a 2nd pump. Extremely oily skin may only require 1 pump. So dryness equals irritation. And if a lot of times when you're broken out, you haven't been using moisturizers because they tend to break you out more. And so usually when you come into using this product with really dry skin. So properly reintroducing hydration to the skin not only eliminates flakiness, which the benzoyl peroxide can cause, but it also helps keep skin from becoming too dry. And it's really, really important to keep your skin in balance. So don't skip the moisturizer, even if you're really, really oily. So then it says to apply very gently with your fingers, much like you applied the benzoyl peroxide. Avoid the delicate eye area because the moisturizer can pick up the benzoyl peroxide and take it into the eye area. So you don't want to do that. Do not rub it on. Allow your fingers to gently glide over the skin. This should take no longer than 3 minutes. If after 3 minutes it's not fully absorbed, allow the rest to absorb on its own. Applying it gently and briefly reduces irritation, which is a must to achieve 100% clear skin. So again, let me just share that I have very oily skin. It's a little less oily now that I'm in my 40s than it was when I was younger, but I still have very oily skin and I can't even use a full pump. I use about a half a pump, well, during the day. During the day when I'm gonna be wearing makeup, or even if I don't wear makeup, I don't wanna look super shiny and oily, I use half a pump. At night, I do use the 2 pumps, but it doesn't usually absorb all the way in. So probably 1 to 1.5 is probably what I should be doing, but I wanna make sure my skin doesn't get dry, and I feel like nighttime is my time to really get the hydration in there. So don't skip it during the day, but adjust the amount if you need to. Again, I recommend starting it out the way they say, because it's supposed to work that way, but if you have difficult skin and you need to modify like I had to, then I suggest doing that instead of just giving up on the product altogether. Let me share that this kit, the 8-ounce kit, is about $55 on Amazon. I will put a link below. They also have the big kit. They're all in the pump bottles, including the peroxide. And they are twice the size. They are 16 ounces, all of them. And that one, I believe, is like $93, $94, somewhere in there. It's in the low 90s. It's under $95, somewhere between $90 and $95. I think it's worth it. I feel like they last a really, really long time. I started with the 8-ounce kit because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or if it was gonna work. And then after I went through a couple of cleansers, I seemed to go through the cleanser faster than the other items. I went ahead and said, I'm gonna start buying the big size. I bought a big cleanser, and then I needed another moisturizer, so I ordered the big kit and started going with that. And I think I use the least is the benzoyl peroxide. I go through that the least. So the cleanser's the most, moisturizer's the second most, and then the benzoyl peroxide is the one, because I'm using the pea size amount. I'm not using the amount that they recommend. My skin can't tolerate it. So that one's gonna last me like forever. I'm still on the original one from December even. So the other ones I've gone through a couple of them. I did mention earlier there's a couple of extra products. They are optional. I do have them, I do use them, and I do love them, so I just wanted to share. There is jojoba oil. It's 100% organic jojoba oil they sell. You can buy jojoba oil from anywhere and use it, as long as it's genuine and you know it's the real deal. There's a lot of fraudulent oils out there, so I went ahead and bought it from them. I use this a lot in the wintertime. When my skin gets extra dry in the wintertime, I do add this on at nighttime. And it does help. I do like it a lot. And I've seen some people like in reviews saying it's too expensive, I buy it somewhere else. But I wanted to make sure I got a real one. And I didn't think it was expensive. And I went through all of last winter and it's barely down in the bottle. So I think it's worth it, but that's totally up to you. Again, I don't have super dry skin. If you have super dry skin, you might use more and then it might get pricey. I don't know, but just something to consider. They recommend this over anything else for adding on extra hydration to your skin. There is one more product I add on my own. It's not part of the kit, kind of like I added on the Cetaphil cleanser for my face, and it is the Cetaphil moisturizing cream in the tub. Again, this is just wintertime, just when I'm super dry. I live in Southern California. The humidity here is usually like 40 to 50. Sometimes it goes down to 30. That's kind of low. Usually 40 to 50%. And so it's not super high, it's not super low, it's in the middle. But in the winter it drops, especially we have forced air heating, and that really drops it. So it's down to like 10% sometimes. And that's when my skin gets so dry and my whole body gets like itchy, and I start using this on my whole body. And I will sometimes, if I'm using the moisturizer and the jojoba oil and I'm still feeling dry, I will add this on just once in a while. I just go by how I feel. I don't have a set schedule for this. The final product is glycolic acid. It is a 10% glycolic acid, an alpha hydroxy acid. They sell this. I bought this from the acne.org company, just like the jojoba oil and the whole kit. I don't use this a lot, and I don't have a set schedule. I just go by how my skin looks. If it's looking a little dull or a little, flaky, and I need to remove some stuff or peel some things off, or if I have some scarring that I'm working on, I will start using this. So I don't know, I probably don't use it more than once a week, and not even every week. I just go by how my skin looks, but it is a wonderful product. It really will make your skin glow. I like to do it before a big event where I really want to look my best. It's a great thing to use. Just be careful. It can burn your skin. So I only use it at night, and I use a very tiny amount, and just be cautious with it. But I do recommend it. I do think it's a great product. So that's that. Like I said, I've tested all of those products with the NEMA sensor. They all tested gluten-free, and I haven't had any issues. I know some people don't care about their skin products being gluten-free, but honestly, maybe it's just me, but when I'm washing my face, it gets in my mouth. It gets in my nose. It can get in my eyes. Even moisturizer too, all of that. I don't want it anywhere near any openings on my body. And even on my body, my lotions, I make sure they're gluten-free. I'll get irritations if things contain gluten, and you don't know, even if it's on your arm, if you touch your arm and then your fingers go in your mouth, you could potentially get glutened. So it is something to think about and be careful with. But I did test all these products. They did all test gluten-free, even though they don't say it on the label. and my lack of reactions to them kind of further prove that as far as I'm concerned. So I do think they're great products if you are struggling with acne, especially if you've tried everything else out there. But even if you haven't, if you're struggling with acne, give it a try. I think it's a great product. It's been working for me for over 8 months, which is a really good sign. Usually things that work for a little while and then they stop is usually like a 3 or 4 month deal for me. So it's a really good sign, and I really, really like the product. It has worked like nothing else has ever worked before, and that's my experience. So I do encourage you to start out following their rules exactly, but don't be afraid to modify. If it comes down to, I can't use this product, then modify it and get to know your skin and see what you can do, because it's working for me even though I modified. And if I used it the way they said, I wouldn't be able to use it at all. So sometimes that's the way it works. Don't be a slave to your products. Make your products work for you. Make them be your slaves, right? So sometimes that's what it comes down to. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, if you've used this product, I would love to hear your experiences with it. So leave those things down below in the comments. I will link the kits on Amazon and the other products in the description bar. The Cetaphil stuff I actually get from Costco, so I can't link those, but you can get them anywhere. But I like that Costco has the big sizes, and then the one in the tub usually always comes with a big one and a little one. I use the big one for my body and the little one for my face, because you are always dipping back in, and your hands, if you're putting on your body, your hands aren't always totally clean. So I like to have a separate one just for my face, and I use the little one for that. So that's just how I do it, just to make sure I don't introduce anything to my face that might cause a breakout. So I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye.